Everybody, Christy Birchville here. We are looking at Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verses 1 through 6 today. We're on our seventh day going through this book of Ecclesiastes, talking about this wisdom that Solomon had and the wisdom that he squandered, how he could have done things so much better and how we can learn from his example of what not to do. So he is sharing with us in these first 6 verses of chapter 4. I'm really going to focus in on verse 4. Now, what he's talking about is he did all of these projects. So when Solomon got to the place where he was seeking after purpose, trying to understand what he should be doing and why, he just tries all these different things, right? We saw that in chapter 2, chapter 3. Here in chapter 4, he's trying works. He's trying projects, building, labor, doing all of these things. And if you look back, the country of Israel during this time frame where Solomon was king, it actually had prolific amounts of labor and work projects. I mean, there was all kinds of things that were built and constructed and put together during this time frame. It was huge, and there was so much that they were doing. And yet Solomon looks at all of this and looks back and is like, even all this was a waste. He makes a statement in verse 4, and it says, I saw that all the toil and all achievement spring from one person's envy of another. This too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. He pretty much just admitted that everything he did and all these projects he did were because he was jealous and envious of somebody else or some other country. Looking around going, well, you know what? They have one of those. We should have one of those. I should make this happen. We should go get this. Everything that he's saying he did because he was jealous or envious of somebody else. If we're going to be honest and translate that to ourselves, a lot of why we do what we do is because we are jealous and envious of what other people have and do. Looking at other people's power, their money, their possessions, their stuff, their position, their all these things. Are we motivated strictly and solely because we're jealous of what somebody else has? I love what Dave Ramsey says. He talks about the fact that we have a tendency to spend money that we don't have, to buy stuff that we don't want, to impress the people that we don't like. And that tends to be exactly what we're doing through a lot of these things. Are our purposes focused on doing things just because we saw somebody else do them? Just because we see what somebody else has or what somebody else does, or those vacations they take, that family gathering that they get together with, that title that they splash across everywhere. Why are you motivated to do what you're doing? Is it because you're seeking God in every purpose and area of your life? Or are you, like Solomon had to admit, envious of what the guy next door has? Some convicting things to think about today, and definitely one that we want to make sure that we are following Christ's example and learning from Solomon's. If you want to watch more and see more about this great, incredible book of Ecclesiastes, you can check out the link for all the other Wisdome Squandered videos that we have. It's down in the description. And then also, I've written an entire Bible study over the book of Ecclesiastes. You can find a link for that too. Would love to know what you think. What do you think of the things you're chasing after? And what do you think the motivating factor is for why you're chasing it in the first place? Let's have some conversation about it. We'll talk to you later.